American country music legend Alan Jackson has won over millions of fans with his soulful voice and profoundly moving lyrics. But beneath the glitter is a story of turmoil and tragedy in his apparently unbreakable marriage to his wife. When Denise Jackson's world looked to be collapsing, tragedy struck, launching them into a series of terrifying fights against cancer and a very uncommon condition. Love, in the end, was the only thing that kept them going. Their unwavering faith and ability to bounce back from adversity. Keep watching this video to find out their inspiring narrative and go on an adventure with them as they face obstacles. The initial encounter between Alan and Denise Jackson was a watershed moment that set the stage for a love tale that has continued for more than 4 decades. In 1976, when Alan Jackson was 18 years old, he made a daring and unexpected attempt to catch the eye of 16-year-old Alan. Was a regular customer at the neighborhood ice cream parlor, so Denise, a lively and energetic young woman, decided to work part-time there to make an impact on him. Despite Denise's surprise, Alan threw a nickel into her blouse in the hopes that her eccentric move would attract her attention. Undeterred by Alan's mischievous antics, Denise persisted. Following Denise's departure in her car, Alan chose to escalate the situation. Just as she was about to get in her car and go, Alan snuck into the rear seat and caught her off guard. This bold and unexpected move not only did Denise start a remarkable love story, but she also made people laugh. They formed a strong bond as they embarked on casual yet delightful dates, exchanging laughs and life stories. Aspirations and desires for the years ahead. December 2nd, 2 years later, amidst the cheer and celebration of the holiday season, Alan asked Denise to be his wife, with the promise of a lifetime of happiness and an engagement ring. The sincere and unexpected gift by Alan startled and moved Denise. They started a new chapter in their life when their proposal was accepted. In 1979, at the age of 19, Denise and Alan were married. They had a small, private ceremony on 21st, a low-key affair with just immediate relatives and close acquaintances. Although they wed in an atmosphere of true love and trust, the first few months of their marriage were anything but. After getting her start in education, Denise switched gears and is now a flight attendant. They stood by each other through thick and thin, from Alan's playful antics during their first meeting to his heartfelt yet simple proposal, as Alan worked in the mailroom of the Nashville network and performed at small bars and local events in pursuit of his musical dreams. Their tale of love was based on honesty, dedication, and unfaltering trust. No one could have foreseen that Alan's meteoric rise to fame in the 90s would cause the worst storm to ever batter their relationship. Denise, who had always been Alan's rock, found it devastating to watch him sucked further and further into the whirlwind of fame, becoming increasingly distant with each trip, as he succumbed to the temptations and pitfalls that fame brought. Alan's relentless touring schedule and constant time away from home pushed them into 2 separate worlds. Feeling hurt and alone at first, Denise felt their ever-expanding rift reached a breaking point in 1998, when Alan confessed to being unfaithful. "I felt like my whole world crumbled when Alan betrayed Denise, who had given up her job and ambitions to support her husband." In the months that followed, Denise recounted in her memoir, she fell into a profound emotional crisis as she struggled with emotions of worthlessness and loss. Amidst the anguish of betrayal and the mounting demands of Alan's ascent in the music industry, Denise admitted to herself that she felt engulfed by her husband's ambitions and the life they lived together. "I decided not to continue with my employment. Ultimately, I enjoyed being a part of his dream. Instead of leaving and allowing their marriage to fall apart," she says, "I lost myself." Denise found comfort and strength in her faith during that difficult period. She learned that love was more than a romantic relationship. It was about having compassion and the capacity to forgive the one she loved the most. Decided to face the hurt head-on and try to put their marriage back together after it had fallen apart. Feelings of shame and remorse affected Alan as well. Neither joy nor contentment came from his adultery. Freedom was not what he sought. Rather, it helped him appreciate his loved ones and the love he felt for them. He confided with Denise while they were apart amidst his great guilt. Alan faced loneliness and realized that nothing was more important than Denise's love and the family they had created together. He was motivated to gradually make apologies, demonstrating his honesty to Denise and working to regain her trust following a period of separation. Refusing to allow the love they shared as youths be ruined by missteps and problems, Alan and Denise decided to get back together. Despite encountering numerous obstacles, they eventually realized that their love knew no bounds and could overcome any challenge. The choice to forgive Denise is something for which Alan will be always thankful, enabling them to mend their relationship based on trust and forgiveness. With each other, they had their 3 lovely daughters to lean on. Danny, Maddie, and Alexandra were little angels who filled their lives with boundless joy and wisdom. Members of their family provided assistance. This helped Alan get back on his feet and brought home the importance of life's actual worth. His love for the children served as both a source of pride and a powerful motivator. Songs like "Drive for Daddy Jean" and "Remember When" were born out of these heartfelt melodies, which Alan dedicated to the people who meant the most to him, and which told stories of family love and sacrifice. Following and during their marriage's ups and downs, one of the most moving moments representing their revitalized connection was when Alan and Denise Jackson realized the deeper meaning of their love and mended their broken relationship. When Bond arrived, as a unique Christmas present, Denise gave Alan a 1955 Ford Thunderbird, the initial vehicle. When Alan was a teenager, he had a beloved automobile that brought back cherished memories of his favorite times. Alan once said that he felt a sense of accomplishment and pride when he bought this car with the money he had saved up when he was 15 years old. Throughout his early years, but upon his marriage years later, Alan regretted selling the automobile to pay for the down payment on their first home, but he knew he had to do it. Alan first believed it was just a comparable model when Denise showed him the automobile she had bought in secret, but he soon realized it was the identical one they had had in the past. Tears welled up in Alan's eyes. Not only did receiving the present bring back fond memories of their lovely beginnings, but simultaneously displaying the deep affection and gratitude they opted to stay together, establishing their relationship on a basis of forgiveness, compassion, and sincerity, despite the hardships they had endured. Denise had that moment for her husband as a reminder of that. It seems that Alan Jackson's life had finally entered a period of tranquility after all the hardships he had endured, but in 2010, a terrible tragedy hit, putting his family through their worst test yet. A cervical cancer diagnosis came for Denise Jackson, Alan's loyal partner, through the years of ups and downs. Cervical cancer, which develops in 4 stages and is extremely dangerous if not caught early, is among the most frequent tumors in women. Cervix-dwelling cancer cells have a relatively small, if detected through Pap smear or HPV DNA testing, there is a 100% cure rate. When the disease progresses to later stages, the most effective treatment options frequently involve surgical removal or localized radiation therapy. By stage 4, the last stage of cancer, the disease has progressed to lymph nodes and other nearby tissues, necessitating more advanced therapies including radiation and chemotherapy. Has spread to other organs, such as the liver or lungs, shortening the lifetime. Their world seemed to crumble when they heard the word cancer, which reduced their rate to only 15 to 20%. One woman, Denise, is famous for her in the midst of Alan's excruciating bodily and mental agony, radiant tenacity, and unfaltering support shone through. The lengthy course of chemotherapy treatments her weary depleted her strength, while strands of hair cascaded pale as she stepped out and removed. Their routines were utterly disrupted by this life, a potentially fatal disease hung over even Denise. As a sincere admission, he wrote the song, "When I Saw You Leave," an offering for the lady to him. The song was about so much more than just melody. As he witnessed his life partner fight the disease, despite the pain and exhaustion, it was the most profound manifestation of his emotions. Denise fought through each treatment session with the support of Alan and their 3 girls, who she embraced. "Knowing you are loved and needed gives you the power to tackle anything," Denise once stated. She transformed into her family's beloved, providing a guiding light to help her overcome her worries and endure the unending anguish. The war raged on for months until, miraculously, the treatments came to an end. Denise's health started to improve, and she was able to beat cervical cancer. This was a victory for Denise, and for the unfaltering faith and love that united them. For Alan, it was a transformative experience. Despite the decline in rates caused by HPV vaccinations and early screenings, the American Cancer Society estimates that 13,960 new cases and 4,300 deaths from cervical cancer occurred in the United States in 2023. The speaker remarked that love is the one thing that can never be defeated, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. Carcinoma of the cervical ligament haunting the memories of Denise's journey for countless more families, the tremendous anxiety and stress are easy to understand. Although Denise's triumph was a miracle, and a tribute to the power of family and perseverance in the face of hardship, the Jackson family continued to face trials long after the storms had passed. In 2018, Alan Jackson's health became an additional battleground. A tragic event claimed the life of Alan Jackson's eldest daughter, Maddie's spouse, Ben Selman, adding another wrench to the family's already painful experiences. Despite being transported to the hospital and given emergency care, the terribly young Ben unfortunately passed suddenly after suffering a severe head injury while assisting someone into a boat. Unexpected passing of Ben tragically ended MTI's life and devastated Alan and Denise, who had always loved and cared for Ben like a family member. Alan publicly thanked fans for their support during this tough time. "Ben is a dedicated man," he said of Ben. "Ben was not just Maddie's husband, but also an integral part of our family. He loved his loved ones and exemplified all the traits they had hoped for in a spouse. It is tragic to lose someone at such a young age." Despite her overwhelming sorrow, Alan confided in the face of her suffering, Maddie decided to take action. She established a non-profit to aid disadvantaged children and women. Maddie found solace in this group, which continued the compassionate heritage her family had always maintained. It served as a memorial to Ben and provided her with the strength to overcome her grief, rise above her loss, and make a good difference in the community. Alan and Denise were quite proud of Maddie because she used her pain to motivate herself to assist others during this difficult time. Listeners to Alan's music can sense the unspeakable loss he went through, but they can also see the unwavering values of compassion and love that the Jackson family upholds. After suffering unfathomable losses, it appeared like Alan and his family could finally put their troubles behind them and move on peacefully. But 2021 brought them yet another test. A diagnosis of Shako shocked country music fans and the industry as a whole when Alan made the announcement public. Marie-tooth disease is an impassioned remark about a rare genetic neurological illness. According to Alan, this illness has run in his family for a long time, starting with his father Shako. Even while Marie-Curie disease does not cause death, it is cruel in its own way. It weakens muscles, hinders mobility, and affects balance. For Alan, who had spent more than 30 years performing, the condition took away more than just physical independence. Although it did cause some confusion over his illness. His shaky gait were frequently mistaken for signs of weariness or drunkenness. When asked about it, Alan passionately stated, "If you see me staggering on stage, it's not because I'm tired or drunk. This is the constant struggle I face. In the U.S., where just 1 out of every 2,500 individuals is impacted by SACO, the rarity of the disease and the lack of a solution make it all the more difficult to confront. Treatment options, including physical therapy, for the estimated 3 million individuals with Martinitis around the world today, orthotic devices, or surgery can only alleviate discomfort and help with basic mobility. Despite the bleak outlook, experts at UCL Queen Elizabeth II Institute are delivering rays of hope through new medical developments. Despite the difficulties caused by the disease, recent advances such as gene therapy being clinically studied at the Square Institute of Neurology have given hope to millions of people, like Alan Jackson, who have been through a lot. "No way," says Alan. Even though he's going through a tough patch in his life right now, he still finds the strength to stand at the microphone and sing his heart out. His speech and heart compensate for what his body can no longer achieve. With unfaltering, with all my might, I will sing till my voice gives out. That is my sole desire. Denise Jackson, who all along has been Alan's rock in his fight against cancer, has said that she will be standing firmly by his side. The anguish and weariness are known to Denise better than anybody else. She sticks by Alan's side even when he's at his lowest. To reassure him that he would always support her unfaltering dedication is more than simply love. It is also resilience and the unbreakable bond of a lifetime. Willing to weather any storm alongside him and account of despite facing physical constraints, Alan Jackson and Denise's story is one of love and trust in life. Despite everything, Alan refuses to let go of his devotion to music. His image on stage, wobbling slightly but unwavering in his will, has come to represent bravery. As Alan himself put it, "I may grow weaker, but the music will live on." And that is truly his greatest achievement. A country music legend at 65 years old, with a legacy of a heart that refuses to give in to despair, Alan Jackson is saying goodbye after a career spanning more than 30 years. This tour is a lasting monument to all of his devoted admirers, but it is also his final stop on the road. On top of having to say his sad farewells, as he changes his emphasis one's private and familial life, the tour will visit 10 major U.S. cities, beginning in Boston on August 2, 2024, and ending in Milwaukee on May 17, 2025. Every stop will serve as a fitting conclusion to his legendary performing career. I always make sure to play the songs that have shaped my identity on my concerts, so my fans can hear the music that started it all. Featuring legendary hits like Chattahoochee, Somewhere Around 5, and Remember When? Alan assures his fans that this isn't a sad goodbye, but rather an unforgettable experience. Rather than a festive music festival brimming with appreciation and delight, Alan has been living with SCO for a while, which is the first of two main causes that led him to resign. Marie, chronic dental decay. He inherited CMT, a degenerative neurological condition that limits his movement in his hands and feet. Managing the issue has become more difficult as time has progressed. When I am still able to do what I do, I want to take a step back. After more than 30 years of traveling the U.S. and the world, I want to say that Alan came in second. With his daughters grown and his role as a grandpa bringing him tremendous joy, Alan wishes he could spend more time with his family. Delight he treasures this fresh chapter of his life. Having one grandchild and another on the way is a tremendous blessing, but it also makes him want to spend more time at home, he said. This tour is more than just an opportunity for him to thank his followers. It has deeper significance. The CMT Research Foundation, which funds illness research, will receive $1 from each ticket sold. Fans may also take advantage of Alan's unique VIP packages, which include entry to pre-show parties at AJ's Fun Place to Drink. Alan's well-liked Nashville spot. Alan has said that he will not be performing full-time after the tour, and instead intends to spend his twilight years on the farm outside of Nashville with his family. Fans can rest certain that Alan's creative spirit is very much alive and well. In the future, he plans to release new songs and maintains an active presence on sites like YouTube and his own website, where he continues to compose music. Alan keeps in constant contact with his followers, updating them on his life and sharing new music. Don't miss out on this unforgettable scene, which happens towards the finish. With his message, Alan added, "One last call before we go is more than just a goodbye." The road, it serves as a constant reminder that, despite facing some of the most terrifying obstacles in life, Alan's music will endure in the hearts of his followers indefinitely. No matter what happens, Alan Jackson and Denise will always be there for one another. A testimony to the power of love and perseverance, the story of their journey goes beyond music and fame. It is a story of unwavering determination in the face of adversity, from Denise's life-threatening battle with cancer to Alan's ongoing fight with Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease. Despite all this, Alan continues to stand on stage with pride and an unwavering love for his craft. He once said, "I'll sing until I can't sing anymore." And standing by his side, his life partner Denise has provided the strength for him to carry on. What are your thoughts on this incredible journey of courage and perseverance? Feel free to leave your supportive remarks for Alan Jackson in the comments section. Don't forget to give him a like. Plus, sign up for updates to find even more motivational tales. Look forward to seeing you in our future video.